Welcome to the Crystal Self-Healer Podcast. I'm Carissa Weaver. On this podcast, we blend the magic of crystals with the science of psychology to help you break free from chaos, ditch the overwhelm, and master your emotions so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day. Get ready to unlock your intuition and restore your true power as we cover how you can transform your life using crystals and self-awareness. Are you ready to get started? All right, let's go. Who doesn't want to elevate their energy, like those power-ups you would get from playing a video game? Unfortunately, you probably spend your time centering your actions and time around other people and what they need, whether intentionally or not, and then find yourself with nothing left for you. You may think that by keeping yourself available and ready for when someone you care about needs you, but this act in and of itself is like maintaining a muscle contraction. You may tell yourself that you're being selfless or loyal, but when you deny yourself your needs and interests, you slowly erode your sense of self. If you felt like you're always at the whim of other people and you'd like to feel more purposeful and intentional in your life, keep listening. We're going to explore the psychology of why you're putting other people's needs before your own and how you can center yourself in your life. You'll walk away knowing exactly how you can get hours back in your day and feel more peaceful. I'm not going to say that you need to remember your infant and toddler years, but we're going to start with looking at attachment theory. This theory examined how children formed bonds based on the safety and security they felt from their primary caregiver. What they found was that children would act out if they didn't feel a solid or reliable bond. And later in life, as adults, this insecure bond could inspire a dismissive or anxious attachment style, much like the need to feel available for others at all costs or to put others first because their attention satisfies the need to feel seen, heard, loved, or accepted. But being too available, too at the ready for when someone else might need or want you is like holding this state of energetic superpositioning, and it's exhausting. It keeps you prioritizing the perceived sense of validation from actions taken or not taken by others. If you've ever felt that you can't do what you want to do, like getting your work done, going to the gym, reading a book, or taking time to work with your crystals and tarot, you're centering yourself around others. This keeps you in a space where you're doing the emotional heavy lifting in your relationships, and I'm confident that you're probably not seeing the rewards of this pattern. The card inspiration this week is the Queen of Wands as the what to call in energy from a recent crystal and tarot forecast inside the Charmed community. Let's break down this card so you can see how this plays out. You can see you have a woman wearing a yellow robe with her white cape over her shoulders. If you look really closely, you'll note that there is a fox pendant securing the cape in place. In her right hand, she has her wand firmly placed on the ground and a sunflower in the other hand. Her throne is embellished with lion motifs and a black cat sits in front of her. This woman is sitting resolutely on her throne, holding her chin up while looking off into the distance with blue skies all around her. In no way can you infer a sense of less than energy from this card. The bold, confident energy of the lions and the joyful face of the sunflower shows that she is willing to follow the sun or the things that support her enlightenment. And with all the feline symbolism on this card, is it really that much of a stretch to realize that the energy to call in is that which supports your sense of attention to self? What other creature best reflects a disinterest in others except when it suits them, but the cat? If we circle back to attachment theory, in the formative years, you learned that certain behaviors lend themselves to feelings of safety, security, and affection. So as an adult, you will unconsciously turn to those actions when uncomfortable or undesirable feelings creep up. The system we live in, whether that's your relationships, workplace, or the patriarchy, work best when you're constantly performing according to the needs, wants, and desires of the system. Outside of the feel-good hormones your brain releases when receiving external validation from others, when you've spent so much time putting yourself last, catering and performing for others, it's not uncommon for you to not know what will fulfill you. In episode 84, I talked about using internal measurements for happiness, and that advice holds here too. On YouTube, you can find a bunch of creators talking about decentering men, but I think that's still putting the measurement outside of yourself because your focus is outside of you. Truthfully, I'm not advocating for something drastically different from those other creators. I'm just choosing to vocalize it in a way that puts you front and center from the get-go, instead of launching from an external source. I am not espousing that you need to ignore showing up for your family and the people you love because you need to focus on you as your top priority. What I am suggesting is that you need to ensure that when you choose those things, that it's because it is fulfilling for you and not because you're carrying out some imaginary standard that was plastered in magazines or the internet about who you ideally should be. And as long as you're centering others, you'll continue to ask, what crystal do I need for, instead of what crystal helps me feel like? The pivot is when you decide to create the feel-good hormones by the choices you make and the actions you take. Filling yourself up with feeling peaceful or relaxed or calm, centered and grounded because you put your interest in crystals, tarot, and ritual above the perceived demands of the people around you. The Charmed Morning Ritual Worksheet helps you shift into this more purposeful, personally identified way of being, where you experience more of the get-to approach to life over the need-to approach to life. It's the jumping off point for starting to reconnect with who you are, reaffirming your sense of self, your boundaries, and your own ability to manage your energy so that you no longer spin your wheels waiting in the emotional superpositioning position. And the biggest secret you'll unlock by doing this is the limitless energy and vitality you'll feel when you've filled your emotional and energetic cup first. That's how you get hours back in your day and feel more peaceful. The crystal I'm going to recommend today is carnelian, and here's why. By stimulating the sacral chakra, carnelian activates all the energy and emotions relating to your sense of self and how you relate to the world. You'll be better able to tap into your cat-like self so you can more easily center yourself in your actions. Some of our deepest emotional wounds are the result of our childhood and our inner wounded child. When you fall into the patterns that kept you feeling safe then, but don't serve you now, carnelian draws you back into your body, reminding you that you belong here in your own life and that your needs and desires are valid. When you're feeling drained and low on energy, the fiery nature of carnelian will stimulate energy and vitality to give you the oomph you need to go do a crystal ritual or self-care practice. You'll have more zest for life and the willingness to take risks. And finally, healing isn't just about exploring your wounds and sitting in the emotions of what led you to this point in your life. Some of the best healing you can do is actually taking action, regardless of why you are where you are, and moving towards the happy and healthy life you crave. Carnelian supports this energy fully and lights your internal fire along the way. I've already let the cat out of the bag by mentioning earlier that the Charmed Morning Ritual Worksheet is the perfect next step for you in making the shift in centering yourself. So I'd like to quickly share why a morning ritual like this is ideal for this process. It has everything to do with the energetic superpositioning. When you're constantly chasing something outside of you, you're not grounded in or tethered to what fills you up. By doing a morning ritual where you identify how you want to feel throughout the day, it becomes easier to right the ship as you notice yourself reverting to old habits and patterns, so you can recenter and ground back into the purposefully and intentionally aligned feeling you identified. The simplicity of the ritual keeps it neat and tidy while giving you a strong foundation for your day ahead. Grab your copy of the worksheet using the link in the show notes. It's free. Today's pairing of the Queen of Wands with Carnelian is from a crystal and tarot forecast inside the Charmed community. I invite you to join me in this free space where I share these readings weekly to help you align your energy and focus your week. You'll also get the opportunity to connect with others who are exploring their growth and creating change in their lives just like you. Join us for free. The link is in the show notes. And if you're tired of being on an emotional roller coaster, constantly juggling the emotions and everything in your life, and you want to be part of a space that holds you in your healing, a space where you can feel seen, supported, and connected, I would love to have you join me inside the Crystal Self-Healer Members Portal. It's where we go beyond the weekly guidance and we apply it to your life, equipping you with the tools, resources, and support to build your confidence in crystal healing and emotional self-care. Inside, you'll get healing sessions that help you process emotions so you can regulate your nervous system, rituals that help you anchor and direct energy, and personalized support when you're feeling stuck, as well as everything you need to truly empower yourself to live with more ease and alignment. Visit my website, 3charmedgems.com, or click the link in the show notes to learn more and join me. It's time to stop living at the mercy of emotional triggers and start living in spiritual integrity. The Crystal Self-Healer Members Portal is where that shift begins. Find your clarity and come home to yourself. Today's episode has been brought to you by the Queen of Wands, Carnelian, and attachment theory. May we all form a healthy attachment to our grounded and centered self. Blessed be, my friends. All right, my friends, that wraps up this week's episode. Thank you for joining me here today on the Crystal Self-Healer podcast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, leave a review, and take the What Crystal is Best for You quiz linked in the show notes. Join me again next week as we continue to demystify crystals, how your brain works, and how you can use them so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day.